Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Esiedudate. Here are the headlines for this evening.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Electoral Commission to go ahead with limited voter registration in spite of court suits against the exercise.
This is not the first time we are registering at the district offices. All those who are qualified, as long as you are a Ghanaian, you are at least 18 years old, avail yourself in the district office of the Electoral Commission where you reside.
President Akufo-Addo urges Ghanaians to reject opposition National Democratic Congress based on John Mahama's promise to even out justices at the Supreme Court when the party regains power.
and represent the most brazen attack on the independence of the judiciary by an allegedly responsible politician of the Fourth Republic.
Also tonight, minority reschedules Occupy Bank of Ghana protest to Tuesday, the 3rd of October, after finally agreeing with police on the routes.
I think it's very clear to us that the police are determined to obstruct and basically make sure that they disrupt our planned protest.
Also tonight, government fails to provide a canoe with an outboard motor for school children in an island community 5 months after 9 students drowned in a canoe accident.
Later in business, Ghana elected as the new chair for the Technical Committee of the West African Monetary Zone.
On the international front, villagers' hopes waning in search for Morocco earthquake survivors.
We have details of all these stories and more. Be a part of the show. We'll be happy to hear what your thoughts are on the many stories we have for you tonight.
We begin with the Ghana Bar Conference, an extremely dangerous and represents the most brazen attack on the judiciary. This is the president's verdict on John Mahama's promise to even out the justices in the country's Supreme Court. Addressing the 23rd Bar Conference in Cape Coast, he urged Ghanaians to reject the NDC solely based on that comment.
One line of improvement will be to acknowledge political decision-making by our Supreme Court.
An often glossed over subject, but one at the very center of the country's democracy. Former President John Mahama criticized the independence of the third arm of government, the judiciary, as it is increasingly scrutinized for its role in preserving law and order. The NDC flag bearer described the Apex Court as packed with justices affiliated with the ruling party, highlighting the ongoing scrutiny of the judiciary's role in the country's democracy.
We must be prepared as NDC legal persons to also go onto the bench so that we can balance out, the judiciary. Currently, the judiciary is packed with NPP inclined judges.
President Akufo-Addo expressed his revulsion for the controversial comment made by the former president, focusing on his integrity.
Not only are these concepts of, quote, MPP and, quote, NDC judges new in our public discourse, they are also extremely dangerous and represent the most brazen attack on the independence of the judiciary by an allegedly responsible politician of the Fourth Republic. They provide another reason, if more were needed, why right-thinking citizens should ensure the defeat in 2024 of the man whom the first special prosecutor identified as government official #1 in the still unresolved airport Airbus bribery scandal.
The Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Dame supported the position that appointments are not solely the president's prerogative.
Each appointment onto the judiciary is preceded first by an indication of a vacancy by the Judicial Council. Without a vacancy, the President cannot appoint. Thus, the notion that the President can just appoint any number of judges that he desires in order to neutralize, in quotes, the perceived declaration of the judiciary is incorrect and misleading.
President of the Ghana Bar Association, following Mahama's comments, stated that the practice of denigrating the bar and court will not be tolerated.
Just so we are all clear, let me state unequivocally that the GBA under my administration is not an appendage of any political party. Neither does it exist to please or even further the cause of any such entity. Any such impression can only be a figment of the imagination. The GBA condemns in no uncertain terms partisan attacks on the legal profession, the judiciary, and we shall resist all attempts to foment disaffection against the judiciary and the legal profession.
The debate will persist, but the significance of the judiciary in maintaining unity must not be overlooked.
Let's go to one of our headline stories we have for you this evening. And the minority in Parliament has been compelled to once again postpone the intended Occupy Bank of Ghana protest slated for Tuesday, September 12 to the 3rd of October 2023. The NDC MPs have now agreed with the police on the routes.
The initial meeting with the police was heated, leading to some attendants storming out in anger.
They say they have a problem because the Bank of Ghana is a security zone. So we have asked them, where is the end of the security threats to the Bank of Ghana so that we can terminate them? The regional commander has gone up and down, up and down. Now you are telling us that you don't even agree on the date for the protestation.
Moments thereafter, the leadership of the minority and other civil society groups came out of the offices of the Greater Accra Regional Commander.
I think it's very clear to us that the police are determined to obstruct and basically make sure that they disrupt our planned protest. We have come today to work with the police on the route, which is really the issue of disagreement.
In the words of the NDC, the protests will go ahead.
The demonstration starts at Obra Sport, through Adabraka, through Rich Roundabout to National Theatre. Then we turn through the ministries, and then we hit the Atamils Highway. We turn right, and then we pass the National Lotteries, and then we terminate at Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum.
But shortly after the meeting, the minority came to an agreement with the police. Addressing the media, Minority Leader Dr. Kese Latoforsen stated the protest will come off on October 3.
In spite of the back and forth, we were able to agree on a new route and a new date. So now the protest is going to happen. But we have agreed on a route that we believe will serve the purpose. In the end, we expect the governor himself to meet us somewhere determined by the route, and obviously to take the petition from us.
And clearly this will be the third postponement of the Occupy Bank of Ghana protest that the minority have been trying to undertake. It's a protest they say must happen on the back of the losses that the Bank of Ghana made, and also the fact that they want the governor and his two deputies to resign. This is a challenge that they've had in agreeing with the police on which routes to use, and then also which specific places they could stop at. We know that they wanted to even stop, finally be at the premises of the Bank of Ghana, which has been declared as a security zone. But let's get the thoughts of Member of Parliament for Bawku Central, Mahama Ayariga, who has joined us on the line for some further perspective on the meeting they had with the police. Honorable, a very good evening to you. Thank you for your time. Hello, Mr. Ayariga. Good evening. If you can hear me, my first question would be, what were some of the considerations that you had with the police that influenced your final decision to now postpone again this protest against the Bank of Ghana governor?
Well, I mean, as you will know, the governor and his deputies and management have mismanaged the central bank. They ran a loss of over 60 billion. the assets of the bank, relative to the liabilities of the bank is in negative of over 55 billion. They unilaterally and without clearing with Parliament cancelled debt owed, the bank to the tune of over 48 billion and all that. So those are the issues that we are demonstrating against and demanding the resignation of the governor and his deputies. And today we went to meet with the police because when we were in court last week, the court had asked us to go and sit with the police and resolve the issues relating to the route and the destination of our demonstration. So when we met today, we said one, we will listen to them in relation to not passing through the Makola market. Because you see, when the police keep saying that you shouldn't do something and then you insist and you go and do it, things could be engineered to happen and then your reputation will be damaged in the process. So we said, okay, if you have issues with us passing through Makola, we will change the route. So we changed the route and we will start from Obra Sport through Adabraka, take a left turn through Rich Roundabout, and then to National Theatre, hit the Atanos Highway, and then walk 10 towards the Bank of Ghana. They agreed with the route. And the second issue was the destination. We said our protest was against the central bank, and so we must march to the central bank. They said that they will not let us march to the central because central bank is a security zone. So we said, okay, where does the security zone end? Because it cannot be a zone in perpetuity. So give us exactly where the security zone ends so that we will terminate our march there. The police could not tell us where the security zone will end. So we kept on, and finally they said they would let us march up to the runabout of the Atamos highways, and at the runabout we should turn back and not go to the bank, and then head to the Independence Square, address our crowd at Independence Square, and disperse there. So our leaders agreed. Now, the reason why it was postponed was that having agreed on the route and the destination, they came up and said, look, we've only just agreed today on the route and the destination. It is not the same route that we proposed to you for which we had prepared. And it's not the original route that you also proposed to us. It's a completely new route that we have agreed on. So we cannot be logistically prepared by tomorrow morning to support you. So we are pleading with you, go and sit, and based on this agreed route and destination, fix a new date and communicate to us.
So that's what led to the new dates that you have agreed on and the new routes you agreed on with the police. But Honorable, are you not worried that this postponement, the third, following the other two, is likely to reduce the momentum and the interest that you are looking at generating in your protest?
Well, it is not we who are generating interest in the protest. It is the issues that we are protesting against that are so strong that we believe that no matter what games the powers that be play and get the date to keep changing, ultimately the demonstration will take place. And ultimately we will amass in our numbers and will continue to demand the removal or the resignation of the governor of the central bank and his deputies. No matter what games anybody play, we will end up having the demonstration come on, and it will be massive. And so if people think that by continuously delaying and dragging on and creating excuses and etc., our commitment to demonstrate will wane, no. We will only postpone the date, but the event will take place.
Thank you.
And I can assure you that our rank and file and our supporters and the public will be there on that date to demonstrate.
We are grateful for your time. Mahama Ayariga is Member of Parliament for Bawku Central and a member of the minority who have changed the date for the protest against the Bank of Ghana governor and his two deputies, calling on them to resign.
Let's now go to the Western region, and a 9-member committee to investigate the explosion at the quarry site in Nantua-Boso in the Shama district has been inaugurated. However, a local chief, Nana Afukweku, has expressed concern over the non-implementation of most committee reports.
The 9-member committee set up by the Western Regional Coordinating Council is chaired by the Regional Coordinating Director. Representatives on the committee are from the Minerals Commission, National Fire Service, Police Service, Health Service, Environmental Protection Agency, National Disaster Management Organization (NADMO), Works Engineer of the municipality, and the Assembly member for the affected area. The committee has been given 3 weeks to present its report.
We are also giving them 3 weeks to present us a full report on the causes of the exploration, and also to look out for other causes that we need to check in future. We also want to establish whether the company was up to speed with its own safety guidelines and licensing that they are supposed to go through. And we also would like to know whether the company had authorization to store those explosives. And then we also expect the committee to give us a recommendation to guard against future occurrences.
But Chief of Ohiamadwen, Nana Afukweku, bemoaned the non-implementation of most committees' reports.
What committee na no nkeka but we are recommendations we fa nyeduma assemblyman or could be policy wa anto no so we committee Minerals Commission all the security agencies in our assembly kan wa fa nyeduma coordinating director the last time from the copy command nti the way see negligence in accident and negligence of duty.
Committees are always set up after every unfortunate incident, but the recommendations are usually not implemented. This is pure negligence of duty and not an accident.
It's not the first time. As a man, Yahweh. Yes, as a people, our there BB Bansana, Yatunu committee.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Commission, Martin Eyisi, during a tour to the explosion scene, confirmed that STA at Sam's Enterprise was operating illegally. He stated that officials of the Commission had previously stopped them from operating, but then proceeded to operate behind the authorities.
It's an illegal site. When you pick intelligence, what do? You go there and try to stop them. If you need security help, you provide them. So the person or the enterprise did not have all the necessary documentation approvals to do this kind of thing. Because if it was a properly permitted activity, we don't. I mean, how do you store whatever led to, if I can call it explosives for now, whatever led to the explosion? I mean, if my inspectors are telling me that it is the same place that the people were living, nobody will have permitted that.
Chief Executive Officer of the Environmental Protection Agency, Henry Kokofu, also indicated that the agency is in the process of getting companies which have flouted environmental laws prosecuted.
Environmental Protection Agency permits come with what we call schedule. And in the schedules, there are conditions, both pre and after. So what do you do before you start operating? And what do you do during and even after the operations? So all these are what are flouted day in and day out. Once we catch you, we have to apply maybe administrative sanctions and possibly put before the court of law.
Let's now speak with Theophilus Jumega. He's a private legal practitioner with speciality in mining. Sir, thank you so much for your time. It's barely a day after the quarry site explosion, and government has set up a committee to probe this occurrence. We just heard from the local chief. According to him, this is not an accident, but rather negligence of duty. And do you think that setting up a committee is the way to go in this?
I don't think setting up a committee is the way to go in this. Reason being that we've had an Apiache explosion. There was a committee set up. Nothing came out of the work of the committee. And now no lessons have been learned in the Apiache explosion. Why then do we set up another committee? We don't know what will come out of it. So to me, there is no need for us to set up another committee. And I can't but agree with the chief that we set up committees after committees when things like this happen and nothing comes out. When we set up committees and they present reports, let's make the reports public. At least the parts that will be read and will be learned, lessons learned by the general public, and we all know. I can say that this thing is not the last one to happen. I think another will happen. So the committee is not the best way to go. And much more, look at the members of the committee. What expertise are they bringing to the committee to aid its work? We have a number of retired chief inspector of mines, retired inspector of mines. They're all there. They could contact any of them to go into this. But bringing somebody from the district assembly, the ambulance service, the fire service, what expertise are they bringing to help the work of the committee?
What then is the way to go?
I think the way to go is to have personnel who have knowledge within the field. As I mentioned earlier, former inspector of mines, former chief inspector of mines, lawyers with background in mining engineering, and personnel from the Minerals Commission to handle this. And that will give us a better understanding of what goes on or what went on for this explosion to take place. But then again, if you are going to bring personnel from the Minerals Commission, they are going to sort of checkmate their own work. So we should be careful whether we are bringing somebody from the Western region or somebody from National to help the team do its work.
Now, the Minerals Commission has been speaking and they are saying that the company did not have the license to operate. How is this possible and who should we hold accountable for this?
I still think that I agree with the chief that this is negligence of duty. And I'm waiting for the day when somebody will sue the Minerals Commission because they have the duty to police, the duty to monitor, the duty to inspect, and duty to supervise the use, the storage, the manufacture, and the transport of explosives. If you read the statement from Minerals Commission, they said the explosion occurred around the area where they have residential facility of the workers. That is not the situation. Explosives are stored in magazines, and there's a definite distance between where the explosives are stored and where human beings are supposed to live. And when you take explosives, you need to have an inventory of the explosives you take. The other thing that worried me is which explosives company was supplying the mines, I mean the quarry site with the explosives. They must also be held responsible because before you supply them, you must be sure that they have the requisite permit to be able to operate using the explosives. But we are told that the quarry does not have the permit. And again, this occurring in the night, does it mean that they were trying to detonate or have a blast in the night? If that is it, then something has gone wrong somewhere.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. And Mr. Theophilus Jumega is a private legal practitioner with specialty in mining.
Let's do politics now. The Electoral Commission says it has factored the concerns raised by some 5 political parties regarding the limited voters registration and has made arrangement to cater for them. Deputy Chairman of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asare, says this is not the first time that the Commission is undertaking such an exercise at its district offices and that it will not deprive anyone from registering. The limited voters registration exercise expected to commence on Tuesday, September 12 in all 268 district offices of the Electoral Commission has been hit with 3 suits. The first is by 5 political parties, the NDC, the CPP, the APC, the LPG and the GCPP, who insist the exercise will deprive many eligible voters from registering if it is held in only the district offices of the Electoral Commission. Deputy Chairman of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asare, says the EC is rather eager to register all eligible citizens and has considered all concerns raised by the parties.
And as a listening institution, the EC is so very, very much concerned about ensuring that all people who are qualified also register as voters. So we are beginning the exercise tomorrow. If it demands that we make some tweakings, some changes here and there, the Electoral Commission is ready to do that. We shouldn't forget that this is the commission that in 2020, in less than 40 days, we registered about 17 million people. in West Africa, we have done over 17 million, representing almost 55%. So if there is an institution that is committed to ensuring that the citizens register those who are qualified, is the Electoral Commission. So as I speak to you now, when we hear that people are saying the EC is going to disenfranchise some people, I find it very, very strange, because our district offices are well equipped. For each district, we have registration teams, and each district is capable of an average of about 300 people per day, and we are looking at 21 days.
2 private citizens have also sued the Commission over similar concerns. The EC says the exercise is specifically for the district-level elections, after which other registration will be conducted.
Although we concede that some places are far away from the district offices, what we are saying is that this is not the first time we are registering at the district offices. In 2019, we did registration at the district office. Even in 2020, in 2016, we did same, even 1996. So what the EC is saying is that all those who are qualified, as long as you were a Ghanaian, you were at least 18 years old, you didn't take part in the 2020 registration exercise, for one reason or the other, you were outside the country, avail yourself in the district office of the Electoral Commission where you reside. Just be there. We are going to make sure you register as a voter. Just come with your Ghana card if you have one. If you don't have the Ghana card, just come with your Ghana passport. In the absence of either the Ghana card or the Ghana passport, just get 2 people who are already registered voters to come and guarantee your registration.
An estimated 800,000 voters are expected to be captured on the electoral roll after the 21-day exercise. So if you've been following this particular story, you would know that the case was sent to the court and is expected to be heard later in the month. But the minority say that what has happened now is an affront to what they intended or expected from the court. Meanwhile, former President and National Democratic Congress flag bearer John Dramani Mahama has expressed concern over the Supreme Court's delay in scheduling a hearing for an injunction application filed by the National Democratic Congress and 4 other political parties against the Electoral Commission on the limited voter registration. The Supreme Court was expected to have scheduled a hearing for the application within a few days of the filing, but that has not happened. And Mr. Mahama, in a Facebook post, criticized the delay, saying it does not augur well for the public confidence in the justice delivery system.
Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And TV3 News anchor Pa Kwesi Asare has been honored with a grand durbar by the Guaman traditional area for winning the prestigious BBC Komladuma Award. The ceremony was to encourage young people to aspire to greater heights.
Pa Kwesi Asare is the first Ghanaian and son of the soil to win the BBC Komladuma Journalist Award. The ceremony was as part of an initiative to celebrate individuals who have made the country proud and to inspire young people through various stages of education.
Pa Kwesi was born in such a remote village, and that not being a hindrance to him, has fought his way to such a statue. We therefore crave the indulgence of powers that be to assist in unearthing the potentials of the likes of Pa Kwesi's childhood to come to the limelight from villages in Ghana and Africa.
Pa Kwesi Asare, who received numerous honors from the chiefs and people of the area, believes the award serves as motivation for young people.
This reward will be a big-time motivation for the many young men and women of Guama and the Boim constituency and OT at large. This will be the encouragement and rise in our enthusiasm for doing the best and reaching greater heights.
The member of the Parliament for Boim, Kofi Adams, urged young persons not to give up on their ambition to achieve great things.
Our own son has been selected to hold that mantle for the year. Pa Kwesi's success has brought honor not just to the people of Boim, but Ghana as a whole. Let me urge the youth of Boim to take education seriously because it is the key that unlocks the doors to success.
Congratulations once again to
Certainly,
Pakwesi.
certainly. Lots of congrats coming in for Pakwesi again. All right, you're still watching News 360 on TV3. Still to come, government fails to provide a canoe with an outboard motor for school children at Fana, I should say, an island community in Gas South Municipality, 5 months after 9 students drowned in a canoe accident. Details of that and more right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
You dey sleep? That's Madina.
Sentuntum say wunna ma deju me ma wonsa.
Efrema bema gani oba.
Ma wonsa. Sentuntum amwa sumuda ma wonsa.
That shall not slap. Having black mosquito quail. Common tontom, na empom wisie bebre, na ema wo mowa, na ema wo nhwem, na ehwam.
Having insecticide spray, sham, na sansu kumu a wotu ene omo wia nyina. Now having naphthalene balls and having perfumed insect repellent no ekumwa warrior nothing just here with
having black mosquito kwe empom wisie bebre and say wo hwene so ehwam kama kwe no emubu na jumo size no boduma don't shit to me no
and a heaven spray having naphthalene balls ni perfumed insect repellent no ekumwa omutu na wa wonam from nothing just here with
heaven dear bakope heaven dear
Heaven dear!
Bakope! Heaven dear! Bakope!
FDA aji edrede krato yatum.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Introducing the new Jamal washing powder with multi-enzymes that helps remove stubborn stains.
It has a nice fragrance. Not harsh on my hands. Foams easily. And removes stains well.
Oh, I see to be.
Ma, you brought 5 big sachets of new Jamal washing powder.
Yes, ma'am.
It really removes stains. It has a nice fragrance.
Yes, ma'am.
Then add 30 sacks of Jamal washing powder to your engagement list.
Hey, Ma. Jamal.
Yes, ma'am.
New Jamal washing powder for cleaner, fresher wash. Your partner for clean clothes. This advert is FDA approved.
Choose Sukasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Akragana. Sukasa, building on trust.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
new Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And the 16-year-old operator of the canoe, which capsized and killed 9 pupils in Fana, an island community in the Ga South municipality, is still not in school 5 months after the incident. Over 20 students in the community have also dropped out of school due to government failure to provide a canoe with an outboard motor and a psychologist for surviving victims as promised. Joseph Armstrong has the rest of the story.
On May 10, 2023, at Fana in the Ga South municipality, 9 children lost their lives when their boat capsized while returning from school, bringing bad memories to the community and family members. State officials visited the scene and promised to provide a canoe with an outboard motor to transport pupils to school every day.
We are going to bring canoes and an outboard motor to them to help them, and a life jacket as well. So these are the immediate interventions that, in earnest, RCC together with the assemblies and the members of parliament will do whilst we wait for the report and then see what government will also offer the community.
5 months have passed, but the promise is yet to be fulfilled. We are back at Fana. We visited Vision Redeemer Academy School, where most Fana children attend. 7 people died in the May 10 canoe accident. Most classrooms are empty, and most students haven't reported to school 5 months later.
They are no more coming to school because of what's happening to them. Some of the parents, I think they are afraid to bring their wards here again, so they send them back to their various hometowns.
We visited the NGO school, Secretary Service Awareness and Support Organization, where 13-year-old Angela, a victim of the accident, attends school. According to her teachers, she is yet to recover from the shock after the accident.
Since the incidents happened, when you give her work to do, she will not do it. Then she will be mentioning the name of those who pass on.
Her teachers say getting a psychologist for her and other victims of the accident will help them recover. After school, students spent over 2 hours waiting at the riverbank for a canoe to arrive.
They are fortunate to have some life jackets, we are told, was donated by some NGOs and also the South Assembly. The boat they promised them is, however, yet to be given to the Fana community.
The 16-year-old at the center of the canoe accident and his parents have departed the community following attacks from the residents. The community leadership is dissatisfied that government has not fulfilled its promises.
Segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
Time now for the latest in the world of business with Michael. Michael, Ghana has been elected as what?
Yeah, the head for the technical committee of the West African Monetary Zone. You know that zone is basically in charge of pioneering the whole eco-currency conversation.
Give us the details.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Welcome to the business segment here on News 360. My name is Michael Obodu. Now, Ghana has been elected as the new chair for the technical committee of the West African Monetary Zone. Director at the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Alhassan Idrisu, says Ghana will continue to work together with member countries towards monetary integration in the region. He was speaking at a program at the 53rd meeting of the technical committee.
I have no doubt that the Republic of Gambia would make their rich expertise available to this committee if the need arises. I look forward to a robust and solution-driven deliberations as we unpack the reports and technical papers for this year's meetings.
The 53rd technical meeting of the West African Monetary Zone brought together member countries to discuss the 2023 mid-year statutory happenings. Director General of the West Africa Monetary Zone, Dr. Oluronsola Olorifiso, commended member states for their efforts. He, however, questioned member countries' inability to meet the criteria for the single ECOWAS currency. Ghana, for instance, did not meet any of the 4 criteria.
Performance on the primary macroeconomic convergence criteria indicated that no member state met all the 4 criteria during the review period. Guinea and Liberia attained 3 each. The Gambia met 2 criteria, and Nigeria and Sierra Leone met 1 criterion each. Ghana met none of the criteria. All the member states meet the inflation criterion, and the annual average inflation criterion was the least achieved, while the gross external reserve criterion was the most achieved by most member states during the review period. Overall, the zonal performance has declined in the review period compared with the previous period.
The West African Monetary Zone, as part of its roadmap, has secured a $200,000 grant for the implementation of the organization of country-led regulatory sandbox in some 4 member countries.
The banking sector, as consultant Dr. Richmond Ituahene, is warning of job losses if government goes ahead with planned takeover of the National Investment Bank (NIB) by ADB Bank. Speaking on Business Focus, he said some debts, including those of contractors, are currently sitting in the books of NIB, hence the takeover is not financially feasible. He has therefore urged government to reconsider its decision to avert possible downsizing.
Whatever you decide to do, whether you go for mergers or one is taking over or one is amalgamating with another, definitely we need to close some branches down. We need to scheme our businesses. We need to trim down because you cannot carry the same weight doing the same thing at the same time. Definitely on the social side of it, whatever choice Ghana government makes, some people will suffer. And don't forget, this has been going on from 2018. We had a similar case. People lost their job. And long before that, after that, we have the DDEP. Currently, the DDEP is also going to have its own cuts on employment. So the NIB case hasn't come at the right time as far as the social impact is concerned. Definitely, whatever strategy they adopt, somebody will have to lose his job, and that will have the social consequences on the economy. So whatever government, what strategy he adopts, whether merger, acquisition, or takeover, definitely people are going to have problems with jobs. Definitely, because we need to reduce it. We need to cut the quota according to size. You can't have 2 people managers at the same time. And with that, definitely somebody is going to lose his job.
Well, that will be all for the business segment here on News 360. Our website, 3news.com, has more business stories for you. My name is Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe. Up next is sports.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
And the overall best student goes to Kwame Boateng.
That's my son. Get the TV.
Surprise!
Wow, TCL C645 QLED TV. Always buy the best from TCL. TCL, inspire greatness.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts. in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
You have 10 voice messages.
Kofi George, it's your father. I've called several times. My medicine is finished.
Kofi, it's your mother again. Pick my calls, why?
Life is good for you today, but tomorrow may be different.
I was told to contribute to the SNIT scheme, but I refused. Now, I depend on my children for my needs. It may be late for me now, but you can choose a better path.
Do not end up like Kofi George's parents, always depending on your children to care for you. No matter the work you do, register and sign up for Seed from SNIT for old age pension, invalidity pension, and survivor's lump sum benefit for your dependents. Take control of your future. Ayodachio, Fano Personal. Contact SNIT for more inquiries. SNIT. We deliver on our promise. T's and C's apply.
Sports segment is brought to you by Bell Pack Tissues.
Welcome back to News 360 on TV3. Time now for sports. Thea Renyan is with us. The Black Stars have a game tomorrow, is it?
Yeah, it's a friendly.
Okay.
Not as competitive as it was on Thursday. So with this, everything is relaxed in camp. So we'll bring you all the details there. My name is Thea Renyan, and it's time for us to bring you the latest in the world of sports right here on News 360. Now, earlier today, the Black Stars had their final training session before their friendly against Liberia on Tuesday. My colleague Orioko Ampofo was at the Accra Sports Stadium and filed this report.
Just 4 days after securing qualification for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, the Black Stars are back in Accra and are currently engaging in their final training session before they welcome Liberia in a friendly game on Tuesday here at the Accra Sports Stadium. There's a bit of a slight headache for Chris Hughton, who is the head coach, as just 24 out of the 25 players are currently training here at the stadium. Gideon Mensah misses out due to injury, so essentially his first two choice left backs, that's Gideon Mensah and Baba Rahman, are both absent due to injury. So this means that Mediama left back Fatawu Hamidu, who only received his late call up on Sunday, could potentially be in the team that faces Liberia on Tuesday. There are other options that can be explored, with Ali Duseidu probably moving to the left back and then Schindler playing as the right back. But that would depend on Chris Hughton and what he decides to do. But apart from that, the mood in camp has been great. It's been full of excitement because there's less pressure after securing qualification for the Continental Showpiece. Chris Hughton has been in charge of the Black Stars for 4 games so far, all of which have been competitive games in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. For the first time in his reign as Black Stars coach, he would have a less pressure environment in the friendly against Liberia, where he would feel free to be able to test out his tactics. It's one thing that a lot of people will be looking out for, to see how the team finally plays without a lot of pressure. With about 4 months to go to the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast, Chris Hughton will be relishing the opportunity against a Liberia side here on Tuesday at 4 p.m. when these two sides clash in a friendly game. Orioko Ampofo reporting from the Accra Sports Stadium for 3 Sports.
Now, a number of fans were at the Accra Sports Stadium and are confident ahead of the friendly against Liberia.
Everyone want to come and watch this match, and the match, and it's all about Black Star. We are supporting our nation. We have the likes of Kudus, Abdul Samed, and most of the players. Everybody would like to come and watch their stars and give us some support. Yeah.
Okay, I could say the game is going to be a little bit fantastic. Ghana is going to take the game very simple, and I know they are going to win, so I have faith in Ghana. Yeah.
Well, I think this is an international friendly, and it's very important. It's very necessary, because if we can be ranked, if we can come in front in rankings, this match is very, very necessary. I'm expecting more goals.
3-0, only 3. If the day will start the match, they can score.
It will be on a silver platter for Ghana, definitely, because we've known Liberia to be an underdog for so long. So hopefully, I'll go for a 5-1 victory for the Black Stars. So
well, I'll be expecting our Black Star team to play a very competitive game that will at least convince we the supporters about them trying to show us something at Ivory Coast in the year coming tournament.
That's very optimistic. 5-0 scorelines being predicted, ahead of the Ghana-Liberia game. But away from there, Ghana clinched the amputee football title in the first edition of the African Para Games after beating Morocco by 2-1 in the final. Billy Shen has more.
On their home turf, the Black Challenge had victory on their minds in the amputee football final of the 2023 African Para Games. But their dream looked bleak as Morocco took the lead in the first half. They needed a lift, and Captain Richard Arthur stepped up with some words at halftime.
No, we went on the drawing board, we saw our mistakes, we corrected it. So in the Liberian game, you saw it, we corrected those mistakes. Coming into this game, we knew we were going to beat them.
The hosts came out swinging after the restart and eventually mounted a comeback thanks to goals from Hamza Mohamed and Richard Arthur. Coach Stephen Obing was glad with the results.
It can be explained, the first time ever in Africa Para Games, and Ghana, we are hosting and we are winning. We came to your office and I told you we were going to make it. And by the special grace of God and hard work, here we are, going to lift the maiden trophy of the first African Para Games right here in Accra Magdan Park. It's super excitement for the team and the whole of Ghana.
Ghana has made history in the first ever edition of the African Para Games. The members of the current crop have their names etched in sports folklore in Ghana.
And on that note, we bring an end to the sports here on News 360 with me, Theo. We're going to bring you some more sports subsequently, including 9 p.m.'s sports station right here on TV3. Entertainment is next.
Every child is so unique. You like no other. Outstanding in every way. It's me like no other. So anytime you walk and play, you like no other. You are special like Indomie. It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook, I can paint. You like no other. Indomie, it's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This effort is FDA approved.
Welcome to Vodafone SME Month. This year, the theme is Good to Great with Vodafone. Get ready to empower your business, evolve, and win exciting rewards.
Connect with us on all social media platforms for valuable and insightful business tips that can help you move your business to new heights.
We have exciting and valuable rewards for all our loyal customers, including free radio ads and digital ads.
And to all our merchants out there, remember you are not left out. Keep on accepting Vodafone Cash and we have a lot of surprises for you.
Now, the Vodafone Foundation is partnering like-minded organizations to empower women in the Tamale district through digital and financial literacy programs.
We will visit you, join discussions on strategies,
to enhance your enterprise. Also provide seamless support tailored to your needs.
Be our guest at VB Runway, an impactful and insightful forum designed for businesses like yours to dialogue on challenges and solutions to building a resilient brand.
One business, an industry first, has been meticulously designed to provide your organization with a complete communication package. Sign up this September and get 50% off.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP Still Timeless, Vodafone Further Together, and powered by 3 Entertainment.
And she's here with a purple glow to flow. Give us the news, right, Crystal? I love that.
Buzz, my girl, buzz.
I tell you, good evening to you. And this is powered by 3 Entertainment. Now, 9 weeks into the competition, Ghana's most beautiful contestants took up the challenge to promote Africa, representing some African countries and educating their audience on their unique culture and tradition. Nura from the northern region was crowned the star performer on the One Africa Night.
Thank you so much, Nagoze. Sanuku, my guest. For this hour, we say make we serve una proper Naija miss with sweet well.
Tasked to projecting the African culture through the lenses of some selected countries, contestants mounted the stage to showcase the unique culture of such countries. Being an ambassador of Rwanda, Sungsuma highlighted the dance, the resilience of the people, and the benefits of traveling to Rwanda.
It is unfortunate, yeah? You missed our just-ended gorilla naming ceremony. You look shocked. Naming ceremony for baby gorillas, where we named 19 baby gorillas in a total of 397 in the past 19 years.
Salon from the Volta region dives into the fascinating world of the Chonga ethnic group, sharing insights into their distinctive customs and stories.
I am from the Songa tribe, one of the largest and vibrant ethnic groups in the country. You can identify us with our colorful dresses. Can you see? Yes.
Ebo from the Ashanti region and Central regions Chumwa gave their last performance as emissaries of Ethiopia and Angola.
As you enjoy the Eskista dance.
The diverse culture of the African continent was highlighted, and the northern region's Nura topped all as she walked home with the second best performance in the competition.
Naija no dey carry last. Indeed, Naija no dey carry last. Congratulations, Nura.
And Nigeria is a country that has that, banter with Ghana. It's a country I personally love, so I was so excited when I picked Nigeria. But then I had to sit down and do research and get to find out what important things about Nigeria can I project. And I was like, why not project a culture that has never been projected on the GMB stage before, which is the Hausa Fulani culture. So I decided to project their culture and what they do, how they have their marriage ceremonies, the foods they eat in Nigeria, and also the entertainment industry, and I added a little bit of fun and spice, and I think that's what made it cool. There's no way you'd ever know that you emerge star performer until the end, you're eventually given the title. So I'm just so grateful.
And she gets products from Gino Tomatoes and the Techno Come On 20 series.
But in the end, 2 contestants were evicted.
So for cumulative performance, we are saving Na Ayele.
Na Ayele, you have another week to prove yourself. Congratulations, Na Ayele.
My namesake making waves. But that's it on entertainment on News 360. Do check out our pages on all socials at 3 Entertainment GH. My name is Crystal Kwame Ayi. Up next is the international news.
In remote villages, survivors of the earthquake are coping with trauma while lacking both food and shelter. Meanwhile, Algeria is offering Morocco 80 specialist rescue workers from its civil protection forces to help the country with its relief efforts. The package of help includes a canine unit, medical personnel, as well as emergency supplies in the form of tents, beds and blankets, a government spokesperson has said. Algeria had already said they would open their airspace to flights carrying humanitarian aid despite cutting off relations with Morocco 2 years ago.
And that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Martin Esiedudate.
I am Portia Gabo. Have a lovely evening.